Trauma doesn't just affect you, it impacts your relationships in ways you might not even realize. From emotional triggers to trust issues, past wounds can shape how you connect with others. But healing is possible, and you don't have to do it alone. In this video, we'll explore how trauma influences relationships and the steps you can take to heal together. Whether you're navigating your own past or supporting a partner, this is a conversation you won't want to miss. Let's get started. Today, we will talk about how trauma affects your relationships, healing together. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. Trauma is something that many people carry, often without realizing the full impact it has on their lives. But one of the biggest ways trauma manifests is in relationships. Whether it's childhood trauma, past relationship wounds, or other painful experiences, trauma can shape the way we connect, trust, and communicate with others. It can create invisible barriers, trigger unhealthy patterns, and even push people away. But here's the good news: healing is possible. And in this video, we'll explore exactly how trauma affects relationships and what you can do to build stronger, healthier connections. Stick around to the end because we'll share essential steps to help you and your partner heal together. Understanding trauma and its role in relationships. Trauma isn't just about a single event. It's about how an experience affects you emotionally, mentally, and even physically. Some people experience trauma from a toxic childhood environment, while others may go through relationship betrayal, loss, or abuse. No matter the cause, trauma often leads to emotional wounds that impact the way people approach relationships. If left unaddressed, these wounds can create cycles of fear, avoidance, and even self-sabotage. Many people develop trust issues, struggle with emotional intimacy, or have trouble expressing their needs because of past experiences. When trauma is present in a relationship, it can show up in different ways. Some people become overly dependent on their partner, seeking constant reassurance because they fear abandonment. Others withdraw emotionally, putting up walls to avoid getting hurt. Some may react strongly to minor conflicts, reliving past pain without realizing it. These responses aren't just personality traits. They're survival mechanisms that develop as a way to cope with past wounds. The key to breaking these cycles is understanding where they come from and actively working toward healing. Attachment styles and trauma. How the past shapes the present. Attachment styles play a major role in how trauma influences relationships. If you've ever felt like you struggle with trust or intimacy, your attachment style might explain why. There are 4 main attachment styles: secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. Secure attachment. People with secure attachment generally feel safe in relationships. They trust their partners, communicate well, and handle conflicts in a healthy way. But for those who have experienced trauma, achieving this level of security can be challenging. Anxious attachment. Those with anxious attachment often fear abandonment. They might become overly clingy, need constant reassurance, or feel highly insecure in relationships. This can stem from past neglect, emotional instability, or betrayal. Avoidant attachment. People with avoidant attachment often struggle with emotional closeness. They may keep their distance, suppress their emotions, and have difficulty relying on others. This can be a defense mechanism from past hurt. Disorganized attachment. This attachment style is a mix of anxious and avoidant behaviors. People with disorganized attachment may want intimacy but fear it at the same time. This is common in those who have experienced deep emotional wounds or inconsistent caregiving in childhood. Recognizing your attachment style can help you understand your behaviors in relationships and identify areas that need healing. It also helps you communicate your needs more effectively with your partner. How trauma triggers emotional reactions in relationships. Trauma affects the nervous system, which means that even minor events in a relationship can trigger intense emotional responses. For example, if someone has experienced betrayal in the past, they may become overly suspicious, even when their current partner is trustworthy. If someone was emotionally neglected as a child, they may struggle with feeling unworthy of love and push people away. These reactions are often subconscious, making it difficult to control them without awareness. When trauma is triggered, the brain goes into a fight, flight, or freeze mode. This can look like fight. becoming defensive, aggressive, or argumentative, even over small issues. Flight, avoiding deep conversations, running away from intimacy, or constantly feeling the need to escape. Freeze, shutting down emotionally, feeling numb, or struggling to express feelings. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward healing. When you understand that your reactions are tied to past trauma, you can start addressing them rather than letting them control your relationships. Breaking the cycle. Healing trauma in a relationship. Healing from trauma isn't easy, but it is absolutely possible with the right steps. The key is to approach healing as a journey rather than a quick fix. Here's what you can do. Acknowledge your trauma. The first step in healing is recognizing how past experiences are affecting your present relationships. This requires honesty and self-reflection. Seek professional help. Therapy, whether individual or couples counseling, can provide tools and guidance for working through trauma in a safe way. Communicate openly. If you are in a relationship, talk to your partner about your trauma and how it affects you. Being open helps build understanding and prevents misunderstandings. Practice self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotional reactions and identify what triggers them. This helps in breaking negative patterns. Develop healthy coping mechanisms. Instead of shutting down or lashing out, find healthier ways to process emotions. Journaling, meditation, deep breathing, and self-care are great ways to manage emotional responses. Build a support system. Healing doesn't have to be done alone. Surround yourself with supportive friends, family, or support groups that understand what you're going through. Learn to trust again. Trust is difficult after trauma, but it's not impossible. Start small, set boundaries, and allow yourself to gradually open up. The role of a supportive partner in healing. If your partner has experienced trauma, you may wonder how you can support them without feeling overwhelmed. The key is patience and understanding. Here's how you can help. Be a safe space. Trauma survivors need to feel emotionally safe. Show empathy, listen without judgment, and be consistent in your actions. Respect their boundaries. Healing takes time, and some days will be harder than others. Give them space when needed, but also reassure them of your presence. Avoid taking things personally. Trauma can cause mood swings, withdrawal, or emotional reactions that may seem unrelated to the present situation. Remember, it's not about you. It's about their past wounds. Encourage professional help. If the trauma is severely affecting the relationship, suggest seeking therapy together. A professional can provide tools to strengthen the relationship while addressing past pain. Healing together. A journey, not a destination. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.